Line up, you fucking nerds. Who wants a shot at the champ?
They bring the heat.
Francis Ngannou is the hardest puncher in the history of fighting.
They bring the knowledge.
If you think this fight is going 5 rounds, you are out of your mind.
They bring you the picks.
The dog is getting it done in this one.
We deliver every single week. We're bringing the heat, ladies and gentlemen.
The money line.
Don't miss it on the MMA Experts channel each week. The Moneyline 50th episode. Mike Finch in the house. What's up, bro? Good to have you back, my man. We missed you last week.
Good to be back, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I've been all over the place. I've been on a cruise ship, Carnival Cruise, the Spirit Airlines of the sea. I've been enjoying myself in the Caribbean. I've actually been in AJ's neck of the woods out there with you crazy Florida boys. I saw AJ kicking it with Mike Perry. I'm out here now. I flew from Miami all the way to California, washed my clothes real quick, flew all the way to Connecticut. So I'm touring the damn country, having a good time, getting ready for Danny Sabatello and Rafian Stotts tomorrow. And then finally, I'm going to be back home, get a little exhale, dude. But AJ, good to be back. Good to see all of you loyal Moneyline fans. I love you guys, and I'm super excited for episode what, AJ?
Episode 50, bro. We made it. We made it 50 down, Mike.
Whoa, man. We have to celebrate. We have to celebrate.
For sure, man. We'll celebrate 50th episode. I didn't realize it till maybe an hour ago. And then I texted you. I said, bro, this is episode 50. I got a fucking cigar on me, man. This cigar, let me give you the history on this cigar, which is crazy because it's destiny, right? This is the cigar. This shit was from when I was fucking born. It's the only one I had upstairs, bro. So I said, fuck it. Let me grab and use it. Swear to God. This thing is fucking 24 years old. And it's in this 50th episode of Moneyline. It's a good time to open. You know what I'm saying?
What? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
All right. You just beat my cigar out. My cigar, I was in the Dominican Republic where you can get some good Cuban cigars. So, my man, come on now. That's nice sick. Little Cuban cigar. And we'll definitely celebrate here, my man.
Might have to fucking make a phone. We'll get you arrested for those fucking Cubans, bro.
Nah, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, here's the Cuban cigar. I need a cigar cutter, actually. You want to save it end of the episode? We'll end with these cigars, yes?
That's fine.
So I don't like light my hotel room up with smoke right now.
That sounds like a fucking plan to me, my man.
Because well, I'm not gonna rat him out, but there's a former UFC fighter in this hotel who's been smelling like weed every day, and I'm not that guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that guy. I'm not gonna be smoking in the room. But anyway, to 50 episodes, AJ.
To 50, baby. Let's go. I got the leather jacket on for 50. You know why? Because I wore the same leather jacket when I did that full send application a while back, bro. So I said, let me bring it out. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. We got AJ Post Malone up in this motherfucker. Look, AJ just beat up some biker, stole his jacket. It don't even fit right, and my man is out here flexing in that shit.
That's it, bro. That's it. I gotta show the delts off. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I saw you with my man Billy Barnes. You were looking thick, bro. AJ's a big boy. You can't tell behind this camera, but AJ's a big boy.
I'm thick, bro. I'm thick. I'm a little thick.
What you walking around at, AJ? Give me the weight.
Ranging in the high 180s.
Okay. Got you. I was 175 when I left the cruise, but you know the cruise, right? Unlimited ice cream, open buffet. Shit. You know what I'm saying? I came back 9 pounds heavier, so I've been getting it every day. I've been posting workout videos on my Instagram, Mike Finch MMA, and just fucking getting it. So I'm trying to get back in shape, my man.
That's funny as hell. You came back at 184, bro. Thick, bro. Thick Finch, bro. Thick boy. That's funny.
Yeah, man. You gotta enjoy yourself on vacation. You know, it was a family vacation. I wouldn't consider myself a cruise guy per se, but family vacation. So had to enjoy our time in Dominican Republic, Aruba, Curacao. Anyway, glad to be back with you, wonderful people. Let's talk about betting on some fucking fist fights.
Yes, dude. This is what I'm waiting for, man. We got some good shit coming at us with Bellator, UFC 282. I'm thinking Bellator, Mike.
Too. Come on.
Bellator's bringing me
We
too.
can talk
Bellator
about
289. Listen, I'll bring in the Bellator picks at the end, man. We'll pop it in. Mike can give you guys a little preview of the fighters, and then I'll give you the pick because Mike, that's a conflict of interest, bro. There's no picks on the Mike Finch side, so I specified two for you, Mike, just so it saves you fully. It's AJ's picks. This is not Mike's Bellator. Those are AJ's.
100%. And I've even had you Moneyline guy, you crazy people hitting me up in my DMs. Who was hitting me up today? Was that Hype MMA? Who was DMing me today on my Instagram? Finch, what are your Bellator picks? Like I'm gonna message him to you because I won't say them on here. I cannot give Bellator picks. I work for Bellator. However, we could talk some Bellator because this is a fun card, man. Patchy Mix, Magomedov, Rafael Stotts, Danny Sabatello cannot be bad. That is phenomenal. You want somebody to put Danny Sabatello in an exciting fucking fight? Rafael Stotts is the guy for the job, man. Up and down the card, Liz Carmouche is getting the rematch with Juliana Velasquez. Dalton Rasta, have you guys seen this beast of a human who looks like Hercules? That's his nickname. I'm sitting in the car with Dalton Rasta, and we're talking, and I'm like, I don't know what I said. We're talking about Liver King. That's what it was. And he goes, yeah, I don't even lift weights. I'm like, what? Dalton Rasta, you don't lift weights? Have you guys seen Dalton Rasta? I think he makes Liver King look like a bitch. Dalton Rasta is made out of granite. I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe he's just that one out of a billion.
Yeah. Listen, that's what it must be, bro. Or maybe he's following the ancestral tenets like Liver King. You know? I don't know. Maybe, dude.
Hey, man. Me and Dalton talked about that specifically. I won't put words in his mouth, but it's a little different because Liver King, who I also have met, hung out with a little bit at the Paulo Costa shoot, definitely was nice enough to talk to me, and he was in character the whole time, and it was freaking awesome. So I got nothing but love for Liver King, but Liver King's in his 40s. You look like that in your 40s. You got me asking questions.
Fair. Well, let's keep running, Mike Finch. Let's start it off with some UFC. Let's get into these fights. We got Steve Koslow, who looks 240p. That's the one pick we got of him. And we got Cameron Saaiman on the other side. So in this fight here, Simon's coming off the Contender Series and got himself a good win. It was a knockout. He looked quality in that performance, and I feel like he's well-rounded all over the place. With Koslow, it's like a very big unknown. It's a large question mark, obviously, but if you look at what he's done, he was a good amateur, 10-1, comes to Pro MMA, finishing everybody by submission. Simon's going to be a hard fight for him. But I'm going to pick Koslow, and a couple of my reasonings behind this were more the side of, okay, Saaiman is 21, so if there's a time to fade a kid that looks good as a prospect, it's now. Undefeated versus undefeated. And Saaiman, I know he has quality grappling, but definitely more of the Muay Thai style. If Koslow's jiu-jitsu skill set looks as good as it kind of does in the Tapology, on even some of the videos you could see him fucking working in, we don't have a ton on him, though. It's not like you got every Steve Koslow fight out there. You got more you're going to find on Saaiman. So going Koslow for me, it's a risky dog pick, I'd say. But I am going to go dog city on Koslow, Mike Finch.
Wolf. Because he's a decent dog. Yeah,
right.
Hit me with the line, dude.
Dude, right now, Koslow, let me pull this up, man. I didn't have the odds up. My apologies, bro.
You're good. No, I'm going to give the breakdown then first. Koslow is dangerous on the ground, right? He has nice triangles, nice arm bars, finisher. I actually listened into his interview with James Lynch just a couple days ago, and he said that he missed out on his first 2 UFC opportunities, one of them at least because he wasn't in shape. He wasn't ready to make the weight yet, and he said all year this year, all 2022, he has been living, this is a direct quote, living the lifestyle, right? And when you're living the lifestyle, man, I do believe that that's going to compound and really make it so that he's ready for 3 rounds, even though he didn't have a full training camp. He's been waiting for the opportunity. So the problem here is I don't know if his striking is ready, AJ. This Saaiman kid, I like that I can call him a kid like Dana White does. Kid, I'm 30 now, bro. He's a kid to me. This Saaiman kid, his Muay Thai is nasty. I like the front leg side kick. I like his overall attacks. He's like dynamic. He'll attack your legs. He'll attack your body. He'll attack your head. He's not like a head hunter like some of these guys coming up. He definitely attacks the whole body, and I think that's going to be so key. He's quick when he kicks the legs too. They're not those slow lagging Muay Thai kicks that are easy to catch. You don't really see him coming so much, and then once you get used to those leg kicks, he's coming back upstairs. I think he's gonna piece Koslow up, dude. I could see Koslow by submission. That would be sneaky as fuck. So now that I'm talking about odds, I would love to hear Koslow submission, because I'd say maybe 1 out of 4 shot we get that, and I bet the odds are wide.
The Koslow straight submission line ranges from plus 500 to the highest of plus 700, but expected in the 500s. And then Moneyline Koslow at plus 300. So he is a pretty big underdog. He's older than Saaiman. He's been fighting longer. I know as a pro, they got the same amount of fights, but the amateur experience favors Koslow. So for me, I think this is like a dog opportunity spot. I don't know. I just feel like Koslow could be the guy to put Saaiman on the ground. Maybe even it's Saaiman having some success in the stand-up, and then Koslow having to, even if it's a fucking panic shot, potentially Saaiman's confident on top, Koslow could work. I feel like if he can get his back, that's really where I'm seeing like the biggest amount of success. I know Koslow has some other submissions in the,
from his guard
arsenal. Right. He does have some of those, but I do think it's going to be hard to pull it off against a kid like Saaiman, who seems pretty quick on the mat. And I do think he's a good prospect, but I'm going to go Koslow, Mike Finch.
Yeah, no, Koslow's got nice arm bars no matter where he's at, nice triangles no matter where he's at, looking at some of his old fights. But, yeah, I'm going to go with the better striker here, my brother. Although, the more we talk about this, the more interested I am at that Koslow submission. If I'm feeling a little crazy on Saturday, maybe I'll throw $5 out of that.
I like it, bro. I respect it, dude. I respect it. We're on the opposite side starting out, but it's not.
And shout out to Robbie Bach in the chat, one of my
Robbie
best
Bach,
friends.
where's he at?
Robbie Bach saying happy for the 50th episode
DJ
and all
Kalen,
that.
Mike Curry. That's funny.
50, yes, sir. Thank you so much. My buddy Robbie Bach
Not
hosts a comedy podcast, Two Fuggin' Idiots, Fuggin Idiots. They did, I think, 50 as well. So congrats to them, man. Yeah, they're on 50. We're on 50. Let's keep rolling.
Let's go. I got to see their show, bro. You got to send me a link. Much love to the people in the chat, man. Got to bring some of these folks up, man. This one's good. There were rumors circulating that Finch had left AJ for a skinny blonde. That's fucking hilarious, dude.
Did you see the response to that? There was a response.
Let's see.
A couple down.
Yes, here we go. For
the record, I'm married to a skinny blonde, right? Yeah, she's I don't even know if you could say skinny. She got a body. Anyway, I like blue-eyed blonde girls. I'm a sucker for them, but that doesn't mean I'm going anywhere. I'm staying right here, and we're doing 100 fucking.
Let's go, bro. We're on the way to the 100, Mike Finch. We're on the way.
Man, we're halfway there. I'm just catching my second win right now.
That's it. Listen, bro, I'm ready for 1,000 episodes, man. That's the real goal for me, man. 1,000.
Let's go. Hey, as long as we're on freaking ESPN, after 500 episodes, I better be seeing some freaking big time audiences. Tell your friends, bring your mom. Let's go. We actually have pretty much doubled the audience since the first. Peace out to the Mike Finch Show sign. We have pretty much doubled the audience since the first Moneyline episodes, which is phenomenal. And I say it's 90% AJ just killing it on the consistent daily, and 10% me bringing some guests and talking some shit and having some fun. So
it's a good 10%, Mike Finch. I enjoy it. I'm glad we got it.
I got you. Yeah, of course. Much love, and we're happy to be here. Thank you guys we appreciate you appreciating us.
That's beautifully said by Mike Finch, man. Look at this guy. He's happy, man. He's got the 50. He's ready to rip that cigar. Let's get to the next fight. Mike Finch, it's Daniel Lacerda da Silva versus Vinicius Salvador. I'll be honest, bro. I'm saying their accents with a thick fucking name, but listen, the Silva side is my pick, straight up. And the reason why is I don't think Salvador is all that great. I think he's good. He's a fucking tough striker, kind of brawling style, but the hands are low, man. And Da Silva still dropped Altamiriano in the last one. I feel like he came into the UFC with a decent amount of buzz from the Brazilian regional scene. I look at their records and I'm like, shit, okay, Salvador picked up 4 losses through that same scene, whereas Silva only had 1 loss outside of the octagon. He's losing to all these UFC caliber guys. Yes, Salvador looks fucking ferocious with the hands, but he does come in with them low. I think Da Silva and him are going to crack. I think it's going to be a great fight. Maybe the sleeper fight of the night right here to start things early. I'm going to go Da Silva knockout, and I really doubt this fight goes past the over 1.5. I think it's under.
You say he's been losing. No. He's been getting knocked out. He's been getting submitted. He's been quitting in that fucking cage. This is not good, bro. 0 for 3 in the cage, and you got a striker across from you like Salvador. Salvador he packs a punch, man. When I look at his stance with the hands a little low and he throws some looping shit, it reminds me of Alex Bahia, dude. The way he throws those rocks at people, man, I think he's too dangerous, man. And you know what? I watched your breakdown earlier of how you were saying he keeps the hands low. You don't like it, but dude, he moves his head pretty well, AJ. You got to admit, even when he gets caught on the fence, He's definitely making people miss, and he's coming back with big shots. I think he's going to make the Silva miss. I think he's going to come back and smoke him with a big shot. I've got the Silva getting finished for the 4th time in a row.
Jeez.
Salvador knockout.
Salvador knockout. Listen, bro. He's been slept a couple times, but he hasn't been slept in the UFC by a Brazilian. He lost by submission to Figueiredo. When it's Brazil versus Brazil, I think De Silva is going to show another level, and I think he gets the upset win, bro. I'm telling you, he's got confidence again against his own people, man. He was running through him on the regional scene. If these guys were fighting in jungle fight, I think De Silva would be more confident on his money. I think he's going to feel good. I'm going against you, Mike. I'm going on a big dog, though, because nobody believes in De Silva anymore.
I appreciate you picking these dogs, bro.
I'm going. I just have to ride with what I feel. I've been on De Silva for a long time. Yeah. Plus 210 De Silva, Salvador minus 200. This is one of the fights when I looked early, I was like, damn, yeah, De Silva might be, in for trouble. But as I watched the footage, like I'm selling myself on De Silva having a legit shot here. Now the fear comes if Salvador eats a good punch, eats another good shot, and then De Silva starts kind of gassing a bit. He does his usual. He goes ballistic for the stoppage. So if it doesn't come and it goes past the first, entering the second, I'll be worried. But I'm going to ride De Silva for the win. I'm going to say knockout. I'm going to say first round. I like the under 1.5.
Big respect for the dog picks, bro. Big respect for the dogs. But if you've been on De Silva consistently, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro.
I know. It's listen, it's what is it? 4th time's the charm. What do they say?
Is that the saying? Okay.
Yeah, 4th time's the charm, bro.
On Moneyline, 4th time's the charm.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out, dog. We're gonna find out. I'm excited to watch these, man. I'll be home just in time to catch these. I'm gonna get off that plane. I'm gonna hurry home, and I'm gonna watch De Silva Salvador, and I'm gonna text AJ. Not text. I'm sorry. Are you live for this? I'm
live. Yeah, I'll be live.
I'll be in the chat.
Be in the chat, bro. Come through to the chat, man. Listen, plus 700 knockout prop De Silva. Also something to know. Big line, man.
Whoa.
It's possible, bro. It's possible.
Anything is possible when you believe.
Let's go, Yoel. Listen, I respect the Salvador pick on the Mike Finch side, but I'm going De Silva. And I'm hyped to see what happens with this fight, man. This is something I'm looking forward to. Let's keep running, Mike Finch. We got more action. We got this next fight. It's Erik Silva, who's coming in with some heat as a dangerous grappler versus TJ Brown. I look at Brown, and I think he's a well-rounded dude. On the floor, he doesn't necessarily look bad, but he has submission losses. Norenbeke was able to control him a bit on the ground, and I know he's got okay wrestling, but I see him more as a heavy puncher. Mm-hmm. Silva on the other side seems like a force to be reckoned with on the ground, man. So I just have to go with Silva to win by sub. I know he's not a young guy in the fight game at 35, but that kind of has me thinking he knows it's now or never as far as a UFC run. And I think a loss would probably end any hopes of ever becoming a top caliber fighter. So for Silva, it's now. And I think he comes to the occasion like a straight savage and gets himself a dubski, Mike Finch.
I like how fast he starts, bro. It's going to be hard for Brown to deal with that. Silva comes right out there and the fire starts right away. I think he's going to get that body lock he likes and drag him onto the ground. He doesn't need double underhooks like a lot of these other guys. He'll clamp down on that overhook. When you have an over-under, your underhook in Greco-Roman wrestling is your winner and your overhook is your loser. What he does is he clamps down on that overhook. So even though the person has an underhook, their underhook is stuck to their body and he has control of their entire body, and he'll drag you to the ground because he's as strong as a fucking chimpanzee. And then when he gets you down there, he submits people. His submission, his loss was a submission, but that was a long time ago. He's been getting rear naked chokes. I can completely see that, man. I think he drags Brown onto the ground. I think he takes his back. I think he puts the primary arm underneath. I think he slides the secondary arm in. I think he applies the 3 points of pressure and gets a rear naked strangle. Give me Erik Silva submission as well, AJ. Now we're linking up.
This is good, though, man, because the odds here are not crazy wide. You have Silva at minus 120. You have TJ Brown at plus 100. Silva to win via submission. That's going to be my pick. That's going to be Finch's pick. It's upwards of plus 300. So that's sub prop, something to keep an eye on. But the money line is not a bad idea, man.
That's the name of the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right. That's the highest percentage you're going to hit. You bet Moneyline, you're doing a lot better percentage wise than the people who are betting on the finishes. Don't bet a lot of money on finishes. I've learned the hard way. Yeah, definitely consider moneylining this one. It's one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite pick on the prelims. I like the Erik Silva pick.
Let's go, Mike Finch. I'm very hyped because I called this my value bet of the week. So let's get it. Let's bring up some of these comments here, man. Thank you, Mr. Scott Tor Grimson. Big congratulations on number 50. Yeah, 50 down, bro. It's pretty sick. He's as strong as a fucking chimpanzee. Mike in and out Finch 2022.
Let's go, Breezy. Let's go.
Leather jacket looking animalistic. I appreciate it, man. Listen, I'm glad. 50 episodes. I had to bring the heat, Mike.
Of course we had to. Absolutely, of course, man. We're loose. We're bringing the heat. I got something fun to show you guys. Let's do it before the main card. I got something fun to show you guys too. We'll keep it exciting on this 50th episode. We should have brought you guys like Conor McGregor episode 100. Okay, all right.
Yeah, McGregor episode 100 is the goal, man. If not, we'll settle for Paddy Pimblett as a secondary. All right? Right?
I don't know if I could. Ariel Helwani, I got mentioned on his show by Rafian Stotts yesterday.
I saw that.
Big shout out to Rafian Stotts and Ariel and Paddy, bro. Did you see that?
Yeah. They're going head to head.
Holy shit. Danny Sabatello, we put the camera on Danny's face today. He was like, I got Ariel's back. Fuck Paddy Pimblett. He said, get a haircut. So I don't need nothing to do with getting in the middle of that shit. But yeah, Paddy the Fatty, we will have him on when we can.
Thick boy, Paddy Pimblett.
Thick boy, and it's all love. I don't mean to hate.
No, of course.
It's all love.
Come
on. Paddy. Hey, he does food shows and shit. How's he gonna hate about being called Paddy the Fatty?
He is the fatty, man. Let's keep running, Mike Finch. No more Paddy the Fatty talk until that co-main event. We got Billy Quarantillo and Alexander Hernandez. Mike, Hernandez is jumping up a weight class, or excuse me, down a weight class. What am I saying? Up. I'd be more confident in him if he was going up, I feel like. But going down, that's a big cut, man. He has not done this cut in a decade, too. I was looking at the last time. I believe it was 2012. So it's been a long time since doing 145. I know he's not a huge guy at 55, but it's still a lot of weight to shred down, whereas Quarantillo's been doing his thing. I mean, he's competitive at 45 versus, ranked opponents like Shane Burgos and him.
Shane Burgos, my boy.
That was a good matchup. What do you think about this fight, Mike? What side you feeling?
This is going to be a good fight, man. When he went into that Shane Burgos fight, I thought it was going to be a good fight, and it was. I think did he take that third round? He won 1 of 3, didn't he?
I believe that he
it was because Shane gassed his legs out. Like he started coming back a little bit. Shane's better than him, but I think he might be a little too much for Hernandez, man. I do think he can win a decision here. I mean, Hernandez moving down. Did he lose muscle? How the hell is he moving down?
He was shredded already.
And I mean, he does have some powerful striking. Like Hernandez brings power into the fight. I think Hernandez hits harder. So if it's going to be Hernandez, I think it's like a knockout win in the first round. If it's Quarantillo, I think he gets Hernandez a little tired from that weight cut, kind of grinds out 2 and 3. Quarantillo can just put too much volume on him and use his full game. Let's go Quarantillo with the decision in a pretty good fight.
All right. I'm going to lean the finish more due to the weight cut a little bit. So I think Quarantillo can maybe hurt him. Yeah, a little later stoppage, I'm thinking Quarantillo. Okay. Yeah. But I'm going to go with you on Quarantillo, man. I'm seeing the same thing. It's not like Hernandez is bad. I mean, he shines fairly well everywhere, but nothing's like crazy great that jumps out. And I just can never get the image of him kind of fake glove touching Beneil Dariush out of my mind. So we're going Billy Q, baby. You remember that?
Don't you dare do that to my guy Beneil. Dirty move, bro.
Dirty, dude.
Just a dirty move.
Right?
That happened. The fight, 2 fights before mine. In my last event, my teammate, I won't even say his name. My teammate went out there, did the fake glove touch. Boom! Rocks his opponent. His opponent in between rounds was so pissed off that he got up and left the building, bro. Wow. They dipped. They were like, this is such bullshit that he rocked me, early on.
Yeah.
With the fake glove touch. Sure enough, The whole locker room gets word. I go out there for my title fight. This is me in Chicago. And I go to touch gloves. And Nico Jefferson, my opponent, doesn't touch my glove. And I'm
Holy
like,
shit.
oh, that's weird. Boom, I get punched in the face right away. So
Holy shit.
never, ever, ever do that. That is one of the most disrespectful things you could possibly do. With that being said, AJ, Beneil Dariush specifically, I mean, has a nice high fight IQ. When you go to touch gloves with somebody, amateurs out there, you want to do this type of a touch. You don't come out there like, hey, buddy, let's hug it out, bro. Good to see you, family. Merry Christmas. It's not, no. When I touch gloves, I'm out here, right? And I'm ready to parry. I'm ready to move my head. I'm ready to move back. I don't have to trust them. I don't recommend kissing and hugging in the middle of a fist fight. I'll touch with my hand all the way extended. And you could look at any Vladimir Klitschko fight. You're perfectly fine out here behind this, right? So maybe Beneil learned something on that. So dirty move, also avoidable.
Yes, dirty but avoidable. Hopefully we see it again on Saturday, man.
Hopefully Billy Quarantillo does the
Can you imagine? Welcome to fucking 145, motherfucker, and he just drops him. You know what I'm saying? Fake glove touch.
No, man.
No, it's not gonna happen, bro. Billy Q, though, I think he gets the W. I don't know. I'm not crazy about the betting side of this fight, man. I just think you got two guys that are pretty solid. I see it as competitive. Like, skill sets are not crazy wide. It's just the weight class for Hernandez dropping down is what really pushes that confidence more to the side of Billy Q. I do think it's a close one, though.
Yeah, dude, I like this fight. I'm definitely not. I had Jeremy Field in the chat. What's up, Jeremy? Yeah, I absolutely think that this is going to be a good fight. And so I'm going to stay away from betting on it, but I will enjoy watching it. And I'm going to lean with the very slight favorite, Mr. Quarantillo.
Quarantillo, the pick for Finch and I both, and he's sitting at -170 to underdog Hernandez at +145. Let's keep running. Next matchup, I'm hyped for this one. It's Joaquin Buckley versus Chris
go.
Curtis. You got to throw down, Mike. I can feel your enthusiasm, so give us the Finch breakdown.
Joaquin Buckley is fun to watch, man. He is so explosive. He's such a beast. You never know if he's going to get a highlight reel KO or what he's going to do. Chris Curtis, though, I mean, really turned a corner late in his career here. Chris Curtis, so much experience coming into that cage. I like that he's able to fight everywhere. I do think he gets the better of Buckley in this one in a great fight. Another one where I'm like, geez, do I want to put money on this? But, bro, I think I'm going Chris Curtis. He has to be an underdog, yeah?
Mike Finch making my fucking day already, my man. Let's go. Let's go, man. Good to hear this. Let's see. Chris Curtis is +145. You get plus money on Chris Curtis. I like him as an underdog too, man. I feel like he's a little tighter with his style. We've seen Buckley put down and hurt before. I feel like Chris Curtis is a pretty good fight IQ. Buckley's not going to have that same range style that you saw Hermanson use. They're about the same height, about the same reach. I think all things are damn near even. It's just going to be interesting to see how they work in close range. I don't know. I just feel like Curtis is a little tighter with his punches, whereas I feel like Buckley, he loads up a little more wide, but Curtis still brings the same heat on his hands that I feel like Buckley has. So I'm going Curtis, man.
We're linking up on this
That's
one,
it.
my brother.
That's it.
Shout out to Curtis. Yeah, I do think he's tighter with the hands, like you said. You know, Buckley is so explosive, but he does leave himself open. Like, if you were rating him in a video game, I wouldn't put his defense very high. That's going to be a problem against Chris Curtis.
Yeah, I think so too, man. Curtis, I think a good dog money line pick because he does have the ability to go longer. But do you think the KO prop is where you're pushing, Mike Finch?
Oh my God! Well, hit me with the line.
All right, so it's at +265.
I would go Chris Curtis money line. You guys are already getting plus money on it. Yeah, I do think that Joaquin Buckley could see the end of that third round. But, you know, I do see Buckley kind of getting a little tired by that third round. I think for sure Chris Curtis wins that third round. And he's just got to be smart in the first and second, and he wins this fight.
I'm with you, man. I'm going Chris Curtis for the win. And I think he's going to potentially knock Buckley out, but a decision isn't crazy. Money line's your bet, though. Money line it. Ride with the name, man. Trust in the money line. Next fight, Edmen Shahbazyan and Lungiambula. So when I look at this fight, I'm like, dude, this is two guys kind of at a different state of their careers, right? Shahbazyan, yes, 3-fight losing streak. Lungiambula, yes, 3-fight losing streak. But one's 25, super young in the game and looked like a bright prospect for a while. Lungiambula at 35, we've seen the top of his game. We've seen the best he can bring. And you look at the losses for Lungiambula and you put it opposite the side of Edmen Shahbazyan. To me, it's not even close to stacking up, dude. 100%. I think this is a must-win for Shahbazyan. Because you look, Lungiambula lost to Burial, who's not a bad fighter, but I don't think the level of Shahbazyan. Brundage, definitely not the level. Soriano, definitely not the level. And Soriano knocked him out. Shahbazyan, you look at the loss. I mean, Derek Brunson, is that not a fair loss? That guy's top of the line. Jack Hermanson
too.
Yep. Imavov ranked. You got 3 ranked opponents versus a guy fighting dudes towards the very back end of the UFC. Like, I mean, both those guys that he recently lost to have losses to Nick Maximov, which is something interesting to know. Shahbazyan should work him. I'm going to go Shahbazyan KO win, man. High confidence.
Ooh, nice. I could see Shahbazyan putting a head kick up there, dude. He head kicked Brad Tavares, and that's another name. I mean, look, he knocked out Brad Tavares. That's a big win. It's hard to do, man. So I could see him sailing a head kick up there. Give me a head kick knockout for Shahbazyan, but just money line it. The odds can't be this wide. Yeah, I should start looking up the odds instead of always asking you. Let me see. Okay, minus 300. Now we're looking at potentially going KO. Hit me with the KO prop, AJ.
All right, KO prop for this fight right here, sitting at plus 145.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. This one's a little wider than I like, but I definitely agree with you that Shahbazyan has just fought way better competition. This is the fight that he bounces back in. It makes perfect sense that he gets back on the road, and I think he'll just be able to keep distance. I think one big thing for him is going to be setting up the head kick by making slips happen, like throwing straight shots down the pipe to get the head moving a little bit. I think he sails one up there to the temple, dude.
I like it, man. I'm going to agree. I think that he's going to sail one up there, fucking maybe sleep Lungiambula high, probably rip him with some body kicks. I'm just not concerned overly. I know Lungiambula can crack a bit, but the technical capabilities, the ceiling, Shahbazyan needs to win this fight. And I'm going to say that he does.
True. It is a must win for both of these guys. Shahbazyan 100% needs to jump back. You remember he was pretty hyped coming into that Derek Brunson fight.
Supposed to win.
Is this guy next up? Yeah, exactly. Right. What were the odds on that one now that I pulled Tapology up? He was a heavy favorite against Derek Brunson. Yeah, there you go. So that's when we learned how much better Derek Brunson got, right?
Yeah.
Was that blonde Derek Brunson at that point?
That was blonde Brunson.
We're like, whoa, blonde Brunson. Okay. Yeah. He definitely turned a corner. And I do think Shahbazyan gets back on track. I agree with you, my man.
Let's go. Let's keep running up. Next fight, Jairzinho Rozenstruik.
Ooh, the big
Chris
boys.
Daukaus. Oh, big, man. And the Rozenstruik side's got the big power. Daukaus coming off some KO losses, and I'm not fully convinced that he wants to stick around at heavyweight much longer because he's talking 205 a little bit. So if you're considering 205, that means he could make that weight, whereas if Rozenstruik is a real thick-boned heavyweight. And there's going to be a difference when Rozenstruik lands one big shot. And I don't think the power of the Daukaus side can hurt a Rozenstruik. I guess it could, of course, anybody could hurt him. If he hits him right on the chin, he could hurt him, right? But is he going to be like dropping him with one? I would say it would need some combos. You need to stun him a bit, wear on him. Whereas I think Rozenstruik needs one big shot to, buckle the legs and even put Daukaus to the floor. And I think he could follow up with some heat. I know they say Daukaus Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, but at the higher levels, we ain't seen it yet. And Rozenstruik's went long with the Curtis Blades. I know he has that bad loss to Ngannou, but he has good wins. The Sakai knockout was pretty impressive. I know Volkov got him early in the last one, but Volkov's 6'7", man. Different stylistic matchup. I think that Rozenstruik by knockout here, man.
I think Rozenstruik is looking at that Curtis Blades fight and just replaying it and getting ready to try to do the exact same thing to Mr. Daukaus. Mr. Daukaus has okay hands, AJ. I wouldn't say he can't knock out Rozenstruik, but I think his best bet is definitely trying to get on top in this fight. Daukaus should be wrestling. Daukaus, bust out the wrestling singlet, bro. Let's see you put this guy on the fence, double him, get him down. That's the way Daukaus wins this fight. Is he going to do it? I think he's going to run into some big shots as well, man. I probably, from the sound of your breakdown, give him a little more of a chance to win this fight, but Rozenstruik's got a lot of power. I think he runs into some uppercuts, some hooks. Let's go Rozenstruik KO.
I like it. Mike Finch and I both on that Rozenstruik side and knockout. As far as the odds, Daukaus plus 145, Rozenstruik minus 170. And if you're looking for that KO prop, it's not worth it because it's minus 115. So money line.
Money line, 100%,
Money line.
100% money line this one. I guess I could see them going 3 rounds, but my pick is going to stay KO because that's what Rozenstruik does best. These big heavyweights, man. Daukaus needs to move his head a little better. He's got some decent offense though. Like, do you think he could box a little bit? I think Daukaus has got hands a little bit.
Yeah, he'll definitely beat a lot of the back end guys.
Pieced his ass up. I mean,
but Curtis is nasty though. But I think Rozenstruik's nasty too. I mean, you look at Rozenstruik, he's got a ton of kickboxing fights. Daukaus can beat some of these slower back end heavyweights, but I don't think he's going to beat a Rozenstruik. So that's why my confidence feels high on Rozenstruik. And even looking at how they both fought Curtis Blades and then look at the performance on one side versus the other, Blades wanted to take Rozenstruik down at will. Whereas Daukaus, Blades is like, let's strike. Let's see what's up.
Yeah.
So I think Rozenstruik does have a better striking game, more vicious with one shot. He can end anything. Like, I mean, Daukaus is like, he had a great run up, but I'm not convinced here, man.
Yeah. Well, now he's a full-time fighter. I mean, if you look at his story a little bit, I believe, what was it, a firefighter? I believe.
Oh, no, police officer, man.
Police officer. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Police officer. He decided to leave the force or whatever and like take this thing seriously full-time right before that Curtis Blades fight. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some improvements from Daukaus. Again, I keep selling Daukaus, but I'm picking Rozenstruik because of the hands. But, Daukaus should try to take him down. I'm interested to see how he looks. I think I'm going to learn a lot watching this fight to see where Daukaus really is at, because he got smoked by Curtis Blades. But dude, I've had the pleasure of watching Curtis Blades train at UFC Gym Lombard back in the day. I saw him out in Hawaii. I mean, Curtis Blades is a freak, dude. He is huge, athletic as fuck. Getting knocked out by Curtis Blades in 2021, or was it this year? He's better than ever. So no shame in that. I don't think Daukaus is top 5, of course, but is he top 15? We'll find out on Saturday.
We're gonna find out, man. I think that he could be. I think Rozenstruik definitely is. I think Daukaus in the fight gets slept. Whatever, man. I'm gonna fucking rant and rave. I'm like halfway thinking of Daukaus. I'm like, nah, this. I don't know. I think 205 is the weight class for him, man. When I look at his frame, when I look at his skills, I'm like, yo, I think he could work well at 205. But dude, at heavyweight, I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of light heavyweights that don't have like a super dynamic ability with like a power running through these heavyweights. Like, I know Daniel Cormier, right? He had big sting in his hands for sure. He could wrestle his ass off. We've seen other guys, but I look at OSP, who was a pretty damn good light heavyweight. When he made the run up to heavyweight, he looked slow as hell, man. And I feel like Daukaus, I mean, he might be better at 205. Like, if he's shredded, can you imagine a Daukaus in really good shape? I think he's got capabilities to be similarly ranked at light heavyweight, but I know it's going to be harder to go out there and perform, like getting shredded. Like, I guess my mindset is like, if Daukaus wants to be anywhere near a title, it's got to be 205. But is it a guarantee that he won't find himself in the exact same position? Like, I could see him being ranked 14 in light heavyweight too. So I don't know.
Light heavyweight seems kind of open to me, bro. But Daukaus has got, I wonder what that waistline is, bro. He's not, I don't know if he's as little as you think he is, my man. But yeah, I'm gonna say that Daukaus is definitely gonna be significantly smaller than Rozenstruik. Rozenstruik is a real heavyweight. He'd have to cut his legs off to make 205. But yeah, I wonder if he does better at 205. It's always interesting because people think like you go down a weight class and it's better. Generally, no. Generally, history shows us that going down a weight class, you're giving up speed, you're giving up all types of things. And how many 205ers have moved up to heavyweight and fucked heavyweights up? How many times? Randy Couture at 46 came up to win the heavyweight title. He came up from being the light heavyweight champion. How many small, Cain Velasquez, I think would no problem make 205. I
don't think he can make it, bro. I think Cain could only get to 215, bro. That's my honest truth. That head is carrying more weight than you're thinking, Mike Finch.
Well, he's got thick legs too,
bro, and the calves, everything.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like with Daukaus though, he's like a little bit thin in the legs. I feel like.
All right, we're gonna have to at weigh-ins. I'm gonna give it a
We're gonna
good
have
look.
to check this out.
All right.
Yeah. I'm gonna too. Daukaus 205. That's my call, bro. Fuck it.
All right.
Knockout.
Okay. But the last thing I'll say about that is,
Yes.
if you're gonna pick the lighter divisions, right? I think the thinnest is heavyweight, followed by light heavyweight. So that's why that makes sense, you know.
Fair.
I think like pretty much the lower you go, the deeper it gets, all the way to like 145, 155 is where all the talent is. So, I told you I was hanging out with Dalton Rosta on the way here. I'm telling, he told me the most stressful thing is cutting weight. He's like, the fight doesn't even stress me out. He's like, just cutting weight. I hate making weight. And I'm like, I probably shouldn't be saying this. Yeah, I should ask him if I should say this. Don't tell anybody. Dalton said he doesn't like making weight. So I was like, dude, just go up to heavyweight. I was like, these heavyweights what are they going to do with him? He's so explosive. I really think like 185ers and 205ers could beat a lot of heavyweights. So I'm not big boy biased. I do think these smaller heavyweights can get it done.
All right, let's go. Mike Finch bringing some fucking savage facts right there. I'd like to see it, man. Roasta 225 heavyweight.
Bro.
Sign me up, bro. I'm in.
Bro, I was watching him hit pads last night. I was rolling with Josh Woods and Billy Cleary. Shout out to him. And just teaching him some jiu-jitsu and beating up on him a little bit. And I saw they came in. Mike Brown came in. One of the coaches from ATT came in, and Dalton came in. Bro, Dalton hitting pads. Holy shit. This kid is explosive, man. And he was telling me about some heavyweights he sparred and done well against, who you guys would know their name. And I won't say, but Dalton Rosta is a freak, and I think he could fight at any weight class. And so I don't think it's always like the best thing to move down. I think actually the heavyweight division is wide open for athletic people.
All right, Mike Finch, hot take. I like it, bro. Let's keep running up. Let's get to the featured prelim of the night. Raul Rosas Jr. and Jay Perrin.
How is this the featured prelim? What are we talking about?
Listen, bro, it's because this 18-year-old kid's got some steam behind him. He looks nasty in his, abilities. He looks fucking good with the grappling.
He looks good.
He's 18, my
from Cirque du Soleil with that chin.
Oh shit!
Holy shit,
bro!
Shit! That chin is out there. You can close your eyes and hit that chin.
Listen, bro, I think this guy's got an iron chin.
Rosas, don't beat me up, bro. I'm just joking. Come on, man. I'm joking. You want me to take this over? I think this kid is going to win this fight. Damn it. I do think so.
Good.
The UFC is not going to bring him in and like give him the worst matchups ever, right? The
right.
UFC doesn't want to bring him in like 18-year-old kid gets knocked out in the UFC.
They don't make him look bad. Exactly.
Yeah, they don't want that headline. So they gave him Perrin. I do think he's going to take him down. I do think he's going to control him. I could even see him getting a decision or submission for Rosas.
Rosas. Roll that R, bro. Listen, I'm on the same side as Mike Finch. I'm going to go Rosas. I'll say decision, but Jay Perrin can fight a bit, and it's going to be a good test for the young Rosas.
Yeah.
He's 18, bro. So it's like it looks like he's got the capabilities of someone much older, but also, you still got to remember he's 18. So if shit does go sideways and you lay your whole parlay on Rosas winning, I'm going to be like, dog, you bet on an 18-year-old in the UFC. So my advice would be, if you're going on Rosas, you have to take into consideration, yes, he looks good, but he is still extremely young. And that's a factor. Mentally even,
I was there. I was an 18-year-old fighter. I was making my MMA debut. I fought right after Jeff Curran fought David Love for the XFO. And I had like an epiphany moment. I was sitting in math class in high school, and I'm looking at my teacher who was 27, and my opponent was 27. And I'm sitting there at 18 years old, like, I'm young to do, like, this is, you when you're an 18-year-old kid, you don't quite feel like a man yet, So there's something to be said about that. But the amount of experience this Rosas kid has, I think that'll come through. And I have actually heard from people who've trained with him that he's a beast, he's a workhorse, he's been in the gym since he was a kid, and I'll go with him.
I like it, man. I think he's gonna win. Just super young. That's the only thing. Minus 230, so a little over 2-1, plus 200 Perrin. And I'm going to say, prop betting, do you go submission, bro?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pick submission. I do think he can get it done in the second or third, maybe. I think he gets it done with takedowns. I think he's going to double leg on the fence, like he likes to do, and he's pretty heavy on top, decent ground and pound. Yeah, he probably catches a neck, man. I could even see like a head and arm choke or something from a mount or a side control. Yeah, I think he'll get a submission late.
Okay, submission late. Okay, so when I look through Perrin, I know in his last two he's gone distance. Batista and him went long. He's got one sub loss via guillotine throughout the regional scene. I do think he's got some quality defense, so I am a little bit hesitant to want to go that sub side. I think Rosas money line, if you're betting on him, if you do a parlay with him, keep it on the safer side. I don't think you should do too much chaos just because, he's 18. So I guess there's got to be what do we say, that over 35 risk for guys at lightweight for anybody 18 and under, and 19
under
and
19
under.
risk.
Yeah. if you can't legally drink as a fighter, it's like, yo, this guy's young. He's young, bro. So
if the age ends in teen, be careful.
Yes, exactly. Be careful. If the age ends in teen, guys, be careful. Regardless, he should win the fight and look pretty good doing it. I'm going to say decision, though, Mike Finch. I think they're going to go all three.
All right. I could definitely see that. That's how Perrin is generally lost, is by decision.
Yeah.
I can see that.
The line for over 2.5 is just something worth mentioning at -140. Could happen. But money line Rosas, because I do think he's going to get the W. The props, it's like Mike Finch is going sub. I'm going decision. I think you're flip-flopping it right here. +215. It's a coin flip, man, because he could lock something up. It's not impossible.
Yeah, I would just say to money line it. I mean, I know you guys always want me to give the official pick, but really, if we're a betting show and I'm giving you some type of perspective, I don't like to say I'm even giving advice. I'm just telling you guys what I think. You got to make your own decision. I would pick, money line Rosas.
Let's go. Mike Finch and I both recommend that money line side. And you know what time it is, Mike Finch? It's main card time. Let's do it. The money line main card. And Mike Finch, you said you got something special for the main card. What is it?
I do. All right. Wait.
Let's see it.
We gotta make an agreement. Okay.
Okay.
I want to get a yes in the chat from you guys.
Okay.
You can't tell Burt Watson. Okay.
You can't tell Burt Watson.
You cannot tell Burt Watson. But for those of you who are Burt Watson fans, as I am, every single UFC when I was a kid, Joe Rogan would say, "The babysitter to the stars, Burt Watson." He'd say, "Dana White, the man who made this all possible." And Burt Watson was always the babysitter to the stars. And if you guys know anything about Burt, what he does is he gets people freaking hyped, and he'll be doing his lines, "Yo, Knight, yo, fight, get it right, baby." He's got his lines that I grew up on this shit, man. So it's so cool to be sitting at my house and Burt Watson calls me last month. How do I do this Instagram collaboration post? How do I, I'm talking to Burt Watson on the phone. This is crazy to me. So it is absolutely phenomenal to be, friends with Burt Watson in any way. So his number one line is, "All night long, baby."
Oh,
so
shit.
I got a freaking Christmas gift for Burt Watson right here. This is a sweater. This is a sweatshirt. "All night long," and I'm so excited to give it to him. So don't tell him, money line. This is a preview, and we're gonna give this to Burt tomorrow at the fights. Of course, it'll be on my Instagram.
Is it a 1-of-1, Mike Finch?
Of course, bro. It's for Burt Watson.
All right, I might need a remix version just to, wear it out to the ladies when I'm going, what I'm saying? Listen, all night long, I'm ready to you go on a first date with that. Bro. Listen, all night, baby.
It was sitting in my house. I'm like, do I keep this?
Where'd you get that?
This is local, bro. This is Huntington Beach. Boom, right here.
Sick.
So if you're in Huntington Beach, DM me, ask me. I'll help you guys out. Absolutely a huge fan of Mr. Burt Watson, and big respect to the man. He's been nothing but kind to me. So good to so many fighters. Burt Watson is literally changes fights. He'll hype people up. Guys will be a little cold in the back, and he'll do the "we rolling, yeah," and you could just see guys light up. I actually posted a video of Vadim Nemkov. I did take it down because Bellator was like, they actually want to post that for Vadim's next fight. I was like, cool. Anything they post, I won't. I just post the stuff that we're not going to use. It's all good. But you could see in that video that I had up for 48 hours, if you guys saw it, that Vadim just gets, you feel that emotion that Burt gives you right before you're about to walk out. He's screaming and shit. So he legitimately, I think, changes fights, gets guys a little more fired up. He knows what he's doing. Burt Watson's a freaking legend, so we're going to hook him up for Christmas.
Happy holidays to the people watching, and Burt Watson, Merry Christmas. That's a good gift from Mike Finch. Let's get into this first fight of the night from this generous cat, Mike Finch. So I'm going to be generous right back at him. Mike Finch, break it down for us. Let us know what's going on between Bryce Mitchell and Ilia Topuria.
We've got Flat Earth himself, Mr. Bryce, anti-science Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell, never heard of the scientific method in his life, versus Mr. Topuria. Topuria, water bottle man himself, is going to be a problem on the feet. Oh my God, can Topuria turn his hips into shots, AJ? He might sleep Mitchell. The problem here is, if you look at the way Mitchell fought Edson Barbosa, I think that's the exact blueprint he needs to follow for this fight. If he comes out there like he did with Edson, puts enough pressure on him, threatens the takedown just enough behind the hands, and makes sure to control from that top position, I could see Mitchell eking out a decision. You guys aren't crazy for going for Flat Earth, okay? However, I think Topuria is too freaking dangerous. I think there's a reason why they didn't make that Paddy Pimblett versus Topuria fight. Topuria was ready to make any weight they wanted. He wanted a piece of that Paddy the Batty. He couldn't get it because the UFC said, damn, Topuria's a dangerous cat. Topuria, left hook, boom, right uppercut, boom, and this shit's over, bro. I'm going Topuria knockout.
Topuria by knockout from Mike Finch. That's respectable, man. Listen, Bryce Mitchell may be one of the smartest men in the UFC, people have said. Mike Finch, I know, is a big fan of his beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Mike Flat Earth Finch over here. This is the new one, Flat Earth Finch. I'm gonna ride with Topuria, dude. I think that the the gravitational pull of the fucking universe as he sits down with a nice right hand.
God, you guys need some astrophysics in your life.
I'm going Topuria to win decision. Actually, we're gonna go. I might get a KO, but I could see Mitchell going the 3 rounds. Topuria, I feel like he's gonna surprise people with out grappling Mitchell a bit. I think he's gonna be touching him on the feet. Mitchell, I don't think has a ton of success wrestling Topuria, and I think Ilia looks pretty damn good. He's a problem, man, because like you said, he's got power in the hands. He's got finishing ability. Whereas I think the Bryce Mitchell side, he's a tremendous grappler. But, I mean, I'm looking at the guys he's beaten in the past few, and I'll just bring up the one. Edson Barbosa doesn't jump out the page as tremendous grappler, great striker. I know people say, oh, but Topuria got kicked in the face by Jai Herbert, who's a bum at 155. Jai Herbert's got a nice high kick, and Jai Herbert is long as hell. He's losing fights, man. People say that, man. I'm not saying I'm saying. I'm telling what the people are saying. Listen,
I heard you, but
a hot take.
They're tripping. Those people are tripping. He's dangerous. He hurt.
A nice kick. He hurts people. Yeah, he's long too. So Topuria, though, what I'm saying really is here, you got no threat of Bryce Mitchell kicking you in the face. That's really what I'm saying. He's gonna want to take you down, beat you up. He could work towards subs, but he's not gonna sub at Topuria. I think he might get subbed himself, but the hands of Topuria don't lie. I was watching him hit mitts today, bro, and I was like, this guy rips shots. He looks like a good boxer, man. Those hands are pretty crisp. They're crisp, man. They're crisp. They might be crispy. We'll find out on Saturday. I'm going Topuria that week.
It reminds me of an Aaron Pico, bro. The way he turns his hips into shots, shit is violent, bro. Aaron Pico threw his shoulder out of the socket. He throws that hook so fucking hard, dude. Yeah, so I think Topuria is knocking him out. Yeah, if Bryce Mitchell wins this fight, I would be shocked if it was anything but a decision. He gets the takedown, he holds, tries to get to half guard, little punches, holds. He starts posturing up and doing something to Topuria. Topuria's getting up and slapping this kid around. So I think Topuria knockout, or if you're gonna go Mitchell, you're nuts if you think Mitchell's gonna knock him out or something. I really think Mitchell decision would be the way to go. So I always am favor for the money line, but if any of you crazy people have not read Neil deGrasse Tyson's Astrophysics for People in a Hurry and you're picking Bryce Mitchell, I do think that Bryce Mitchell decision would be the way to go.
All right.
My pick is Topuria knockout.
Yes. With confidence, I think, Mike Finch. You seem like you're feeling good about it, man. I'm saying Topuria money line would be my attack. It's just minus 130. I don't think it's a bad idea. As far as the knockout prop, it's plus 315 too. So there is some good value, man.
There is some good
Money
value.
line it. Money line, minus 130. It's a great line, and if it does go long, you're not going to be kicking yourself. Topuria money line. Hand sanitizer.
I'm reading Houdini Beats. Bryce Mitchell says he would rather die than lose to him. That's pretty extreme, Bryce. I think if I was holding the shotgun to his head, I think he would take the L. I think he's lying. But I understand the mindset, and I don't mean to hate too much on Country Boy. But I do think that this is too tall of a task, and Topuria is too dangerous. And, Topuria, by the way, not to overhype Topuria, you can punch Topuria in the face. Like, Topuria is definitely available to be hit. So I'm not saying Topuria is the best striker in the world, but the way they match up, is Bryce Mitchell the type of guy who's dangerous enough to expose that? No. So then you got the ridiculous offense of Topuria, and then Bryce just stuck with only shooting takedowns. That's the way I see it anyway.
I like it, man. I agree with that take. I'll answer this. Do you think Patricio Pitbull would beat Mitchell Topuria? I think there's a pretty good chance that he could. Yeah. I mean, I would say I think he could.
Well, okay. So
Mitchell, I'd say yes. Topuria, harder fight, in my opinion, because the fucking power coming back. But the experience, man, you got to go. I would go Patricio in both.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Exactly. In the Topuria fight, Patricio doesn't make stupid mistakes. Like, if you look at the way he beat Adam Boric, I've asked him and I always forget. Boric, that's right. If you look at the way he handled Adam Boric, he really took his time, keeps his distance. He keeps this like karate stance. I talked to his coach, Erik Alberson, and they were at the Olympic Training Center working with I forget if it was karate or taekwondo, maybe it was karate. And they were working on the stance and the way they move. And you can see a huge difference from the early Bellator Patricio Pitbull, who's this like wild man, Muay Thai striker, big hooks, Wanderlei Silva style. He's like heel hooking people and shit. And then you look at like today's Patricio Pitbull, or the one who fought Michael Chandler, who uses this like long karate stance. I was mimicking it and he liked it. He uses this long karate stance and uses his legs, and he's using it's like Henry Cejudo does it too. If you guys watch this sign is going. If you guys watch the Henry Cejudo fights, he's doing it too. That's how he knocked out TJ Dillashaw. Them using that karate with the boxing is so freaking beautiful. If you remember back, that's when Conor McGregor was the best striker at 145. He was like mixing in the taekwondo karate stance with the boxing. I think that is the key for mixed martial arts striking. It's so freaking good. That would beat Topuria. I got Patricky in a more wild fight with them, and then Patricio with that karate stance. That's what really widens that gap, right? So Patricio Pitbull all day in those fights.
Respect, man. Respect. Mike Finch, let's talk Topuria. He's the guy this weekend, though. I think he beats Bryce Mitchell. The flat earth is debunked by Ilia Topuria. We'll see, man. We'll see.
Facts. I got Topuria. I'm excited to see this fight. I really am. I think this is probably my favorite fight of the card.
Let's go.
Most hype for this one.
I like it, Finch. I like this one here a lot. Darren Till, Dricus, Plessis. This is crazy, man. The Gorilla Till is back. It's like, when I look at Darren Till's striking, I see why Israel Adesanya was always really high on him, because he does have like a really slick flow. He moves smooth. He can find the straight shots really well. And the way he stands, like, it's just, I don't know. It gives you a little of that, like a McGregor type sprinkle. Obviously, he has a different style than that, but you get the feel, you know what I'm saying? When Darren Till was coming up, McGregor had built himself and people were kind of, in a sense, Darren Till, another loudmouth person from that region of the world, was kind of getting the same hype. If you look at how the UFC run has gone, it's not like Darren Till is crushing people. He hasn't been having a good go, but it's not unforgivable circumstance. Derek Brunson lost for him. Forgivable fucking loss. Brunson's a beast with the wrestling. He can crack with power. Darren Till also didn't look A1 in that fight physically. So that's something I'm more concerned with. When you look at the Robert Whittaker fight, he went to war with Robert Whittaker and hurt him in that fight. Plessis, though, is a beast, man. The guy is a fucking bulldozer. It's straight pressure fighting. He's heavy-handed. He definitely can grapple a little bit. Darren Till on the other side, defensively sound, I'd say, with the grappling. But what I'm very interested in is the clash of the style, right? Darren Till, more technical, going to be maintaining the range, trying to, fight more like your traditional martial arts. Whereas you see Du Plessis, he brings the heat, man. He's coming to fucking rip your head off, and he does a damn good job breaking people with that pressure. But what I see is an on-the-money Darren Till. What do they say? Precision beats power, timing beats speed.
Timing beats speed.
That's it, man. If Darren Till can find some precise punches, I think he could hurt Du Plessis bad, who comes in a little reckless with that shin high. So I am going to pick Darren Till, the gorilla, to get the win and turn his career around, man. What do you think, Finch?
I am absolutely against you on this one. I think that Darren Till has been just riddled with injuries, which is so hard to come back from. I'm somebody who's dealt with injuries too. I broke my hand here punching somebody in the head. I tore the labrum in my shoulder. I've injured both knees, both elbows holding pads. My back pops. I broke my leg wrestling. What else do you want to hear? So, my jaw clicks because Matt the Monster Paul, we were rolling starting on the back positionals, and he clicked my jaw back. So, this is what happens when you're a pro fighter. This is what's happened to Darren Till. Darren Till's battling all these little injuries, and I know he doesn't want to talk about it, but if you look at the amount of times he's had to delay coming back and whatnot, that's not the type of sign I want to see when I'm going to bet on somebody, AJ. Now, Dricus Du Plessis is completely on the opposite side. He's young. He's hungry. He just beat Brad Tavares, right?
Yes.
So, and he showed me this blitz that he does. And if you remember who blitzed Darren Till, it was Jorge Masvidal. He did the boom, came forward with that big ass overhand right. Now, I will say Dricus Du Plessis, not as much of that wide shit. Dricus Du Plessis more so blitzing down the pipe, but me and Kevin El Basri, one of my students, I joke around with him because when we spar, I'll hit him with that chin up Dricus Du Plessis blitz that he does. And, it overwhelms certain styles. Till's style is one of those styles. Darren Till, I know people are going to hate on this one. He would have problems with like a prime Wanderlei Silva, a prime person who's going to step right into his shit and throw with him, and blitz him, I think is the best word for it. So the blitzing style of Dricus Du Plessis gets this thing done. I think he knocks Darren Till out. And if he doesn't, I still think he can get a decision. It's hard to have some ring rust, some time out of the cage, and come back 100%. I would love to see Darren Till add some new shit to his game. I know he's been training with one of AJ's favorite fighters, Khamzat Chimaev. And, if he's added some new wrinkles to his game, that would be cool to see. But am I going to bet on that? Hell no. Dricus Du Plessis, money line it.
Mike Finch on Dricus Du Plessis. I can feel the confidence from the Finch side. Listen, the line is -155, Du Plessis, +155, Darren Till. I like the underdog here. Just money line it. That would be really what I recommend with this one if you are going with me on Darren Till. Now, if you're on Mike Finch's side, what are you thinking, man? What are you thinking?
I'm sorry. I'm reading the comments and I missed what you said there. What am I thinking about? What
are you thinking about method of victory here? You like the props? You like money line?
I like Moneyline, but I could see that Du Plessis blitz coming through and chinning Darren Till, man, putting him down. Darren Till has not shown me phenomenal jiu-jitsu or anything either, so it's not like there's any danger going to the ground with him. If Du Plessis hurts him, he's going to be throwing fucking hammer fists and trying to get him out of there. I do think he does, dude. So, if you guys are feeling froggy, jump on it. Go ahead. I would just caution and say money line, because let's respect Till now. I mean, Till does have that wide stance, kind of keeps his chin up, but it's hard to get to his chin because he uses floats. All a float is you're just moving back with your feet. So instead of pulling your head back, you're moving your feet back. Darren Till does it a lot. He's definitely trying to control sort of where in the cage the fight takes place pretty well. That's one of his maybe biggest strengths. But all right, now I got to disagree with you about one more thing. The Conor McGregor comparison. Conor is able to move off of shots. Somebody misses and Conor's right there to counter. You don't see that type of boxing from Darren Till. That's where he has trouble, is a freaking beast like Du Plessis who's just in shape and going to throw 6 punches, pop, 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 and just come forward towards him. The 4th or the 5th or the 6th shot's going to punch Darren Till in the face. I got Du Plessis money line.
Mike Finch on Du Plessis money line. I'm going Darren Till. Unfortunately, me and the Finch man on opposite sides with this one. I'm going Dog City, Mike Finch. Dog money on Darren Till. We might have to throw the heat on Darren Till down, bro. might have to go to
I'm
war.
excited for this fight too. I agree.
It's gonna be heat, bro. And listen, I understand your concerns, and I think Darren Till is gonna put a smile on your face on Saturday night. Let's go. Let's keep running up. We got great fights left. We got 3 more savage matchups. This next one, Santiago Ponzinibbio and Alex Morono, who's jumping in on short notice, took this fight, I believe, was it on Monday or Tuesday? Jumped in and said, let's go.
Crazy.
I think it's a good fight. I actually like this matchup more. I know Robbie Lawler's a tough out, but I was thinking like, damn, Robbie, I mean, he just lost to Barberena by KO. He still looks dangerous with his power, but not as fast as he used to, whereas Morono's on the come up right now.
Dude.
4-fight win streak. He's a little bit unorthodox too. People say, yo, Ponzi's fighting the way better guys. Agreed. And he's losing close decisions, but he's not getting any younger, and he's taking damage in every fight. He's in fights, man. He's not like he's getting dropped left and right or anything like that, but he's in fights where he's getting touched up. He's going to war. He's going through these hard camps. And I feel like if there's ever a time to go on a dog taking it on short notice, it's a guy who's on a 4-0 run. It's a guy who's got some decent wide shots. I'm thinking about Leach knocking out Ponzi. It was a wide punch. Alex Morono is a wide puncher. And I mean, you look at the style of Jeff Neal, he's able to knock out Vicente Luque. He couldn't do it to Ponzi. More of a tight kickboxing style. Southpaw stance, flows pretty well. You look at recent opponent, Michel Pereira, more crazy style, a bit of chaos, very unorthodox. Morono, I think, has the boxing type to hurt a Ponzi and maybe even knock him out. I'm going to go Alex Morono for a big upset here, coming in on a week's notice and changing his life.
I mean, we got to remember how close the Neal fight was, how close the Michel Pereira fight was. You know, those were split decisions. Those were good fights, and Ponzi's tough. Wow, I didn't expect you to go against Ponzi. I thought you were a Ponzi fan. You even put Ponzi. Look at that. He didn't even put the whole name.
I like Ponzi. I like him, man.
Like, it seems like a fond thing. I don't know why. Yeah, I thought you were gonna pick Ponzi. Yeah, dude. I loved your breakdown there. My favorite breakdown of yours of the night. I sign off on everything you just said. If you're gonna go with a short notice guy, I think Morono's the guy. He's gonna come in shape. I think he wouldn't have taken the fight if he didn't. Here's one thing I want to see: does he make weight? How does he look at weigh-ins? Shit like that, right? So before
it is 180 though, Mike.
I'm out of the loop, bro.
Catch weighted, bro.
Oh,
so this is
Morono.
Another reason. So Morono now is coming in more full. Yes.
I
think Morono's going to look good, boy. If it was at 70, that short notice, I'm a lot more worried. But because he's not cutting that additional 10, I think Morono makes it
3-round fight. Yeah, and it's a 3-round fight, right? If it was 5 rounds, I would actually go Ponzi because it's 3. Let's go Morono decision, dude. I think you helped convince me there too. That was a good take. AJ with the hot takes. It's not his first rodeo, guys. He's done this before. I'm going to agree with you, man. Morono takes it. Not going to bet on this fight, though.
Not going to bet on it. I guess I like the idea. I don't know, man. I just have a weird feeling about Morono as a dog. I think he might be worth a stab. I'm not so going to go ballistic on it, but it's plus 165. You can get a little something. I don't know. Throw yourself 50 down on it even. Get some nice plus, moderate risk for sure. Ponzi can fight his ass off, but if it's ever a time to fade Ponzi, it's now. Morono to win. If you did play that knockout prop, plus 800. If you got that KO, decision side is only plus 300. So if you want to go sniping for something, I mean, you could attack a little bit on the sprinkle of Morono knockout, maybe 10 down. You threw Morono KO, or excuse me, money line, maybe 50. As Mike Finch always says, this is not financial advice. This is just my thought process on it. You know what I'm saying? Don't fucking throw heavy. This is like something you keep on the lighter side as far as bets. But I do think Morono can give you a little bit of upside, man. Depending on how much you're throwing down for the week, depends on what the unit size is looking like, you know, 0.5 to 1 max. I think that's money.
I like it, man. Yeah, I just, Ponzi's such a cardio machine, and think about it from his point of view. Like now he doesn't have to make the weight, now he gets to come in feeling good. He's already, always in shape. So I think he could push a hard one. And you're saying maybe knockout, but who's knocking Ponzi out, bro? I don't.
Leach is the only name. Leach.
And Leach is a very dangerous man. That's true. He hit him with the left hook.
Wide too, and Morono got a wide one.
But Geoff Neal's a good striker. Michel Pereira's a good striker. They couldn't finish him. I don't know if Morono finishes him, dude. Yeah, I'm going to say Moneyline Morono, but honestly, my pick is wait for our locks and our parlays. This ain't going to be in it.
I like it, Mike Finch. I like the take, and I want to answer this question from Omar. What do you guys think of UFC betting being banned in Alberta and Ontario, Canada? Well, that is unfortunate as hell. I can assure you there are ways you can still bet. I know for a fact there's still options, but it's not going to be your traditional betting source. Like your mainstream books like stake.com, I think banned it, which is crazy. Stake's a big sponsor of UFC events and fighters, and now they can't hold UFC on their fucking books. This is nuts, man. I think it's very unfortunate, but they're very fearful of this insider info shit. James Krause is an MMA coach of guys at the top level. And then one of the people that he has trained ends up losing in 30 seconds injury. The line was a crazy shift, and I am assuming they know the source of such. And now he's banned from UFC coaching. He's banned from, just being in the corners, the events, but fighters are banned from training with James. So if you are affiliated with James Krause in the UFC, you can't get into it anymore. So really where I'm getting at is they're trying to cover their own ass because of a potential inside info scandal that might have threw things for a loop. Now, rest assured, I do believe that this is not going to last forever. I think it could be for, a fair time period, maybe a couple months, but I think they'll get their shit together and be like, listen, it was a one-time thing. Whatever's meant to happen. I don't know what Krause, if there's going to be a trial or some crazy shit, but I don't think you should ban a whole region of the world, should say, no, on the bets just because there was one case of such, man. I mean, fuck, dude. The bookies are winning every weekend. They got one loss, and it's like, fuck this. We're done with this. We're taking them off the books. Like, if fucking bettors did that, there would be no gamblers, man. So, they got a taste of an unfortunate circumstance, of an L. They'll bounce back from it every weekend, but I don't know how much was lost. So maybe it's substantial. I really don't know. The UFC should be allowed to be bet everywhere. That's my thought.
Yeah, well, I was going to say just a huge overreaction by Alberta and Ontario, and we've seen this from them though. They're kind of soft. They even Vancouver, British Columbia, and all through Canada. They've been quick on the trigger with their banning things. How about we let people be free? How about you let people do what they want? How about that? What about individual liberty? The idea that you're an individual and you can decide what you want to do. If you want to bet on a fist fight. Now, giving them the information, trying to make it so it's legitimate. Absolutely. If something bad happened with Krause, and there's, I guess, an investigation happening, so I'm going to, not talk about it. I'm going to let the investigation happen and try to get the facts. But if something was maliciously happening, if they really knew that he was injured and not saying anything and betting against him, then yeah, they should be punished and they shouldn't be cornering. And this is terrible. This is not what we want in the sport. But just to just outright ban it, it's like, what are you my parent? I'm grounded now. I'm not allowed to bet on UFC fights. This is not what's commonly happening with UFC fights. This is the government not looking into it, not thinking, what happens for 99.9% of the fights. No, there's one thing that happens and they just ban it for everybody. You want to ban me from deciding on whether or not I can bet? Fuck you. That's what I think.
Agree.
So
I agree, Mike.
I think you're a free person and that the government has no business, deciding whether or not I can bet $5 on a UFC fighter. So that's my take.
I agree. Mike Finch, I'm in agreement, man. It's unfortunate. I thought Trudeau would do something. He did an amateur boxing match. He should have a little respect for the combat sports, man. Get that shit fixed, man. He's the prime minister. So I don't know. I think they didn't look into it. I think it was just jumping the gun. Let's just ban it until we fix it. Guilty until proven innocent, and all the fucking fans suffer. So BS, on my opinion. Hopefully it gets overturned. I do believe it will. I don't see it lasting forever, but it's just not a good look, in my opinion, to upright just let's just ban it. Ban it. Shit, we don't know exactly what happened. Ban it. Nah, that's a slippery slope, and I am not a supporter of banning that type of shit. But yeah, Morono for the win, Mike Finch. Let's not go too crazy with the fucking political ideologies.
Yes, also because I'm trying to catch a comedy show if I can.
Okay.
If I can. I should have told AJ before we went live.
You should have told me, my friend.
Slow today. I'm ready.
All right, next fight, co-main. Oh, Paddy the baddie. Let's go.
Oh, Paddy the baddie.
Listen, Finch, come on. I'm singing his name. You know who the fuck I'm picking, Mike Finch. It's Paddy Pimblett, bro. Paddy the baddie for the win. What do you think, Mike Finch?
Paddy the Batty for the win. I think this is a tailor-made fight for Paddy Pimblett. Damn it! We wanted to see Paddy fight Topuria. Come on, matchmakers, hook us up. Fine, you'll give him Flash Gordon. I think he out-wrestles Flash Gordon. He might get a submission. Paddy Pimblett money line. What a marquee spot for a guy who's not with a marquee matchup. Paddy deserves it. He does bring eyeballs. He does all the media stuff right, and he's doing everything right. So, I don't want to come off like anti-Paddy Pimblett. I like Paddy Pimblett. It's good for the sport. I think he wins this fight.
All right, Paddy Pimblett, my pick. Paddy Pimblett, Mike Finch's pick. But let's tell us something good about Gordon. Let's at least give some respect to Gordon. The dude can definitely wrestle a bit. He trains with some Dagestan guys. He's got some pop in the hands. But, bro, Paddy's younger. Paddy, in my opinion, is something that I say he's a lot quicker on the mat. This is transitional speed is way faster. I like Paddy Pimblett on the floor. The way he moves, I mean, dude, I think Paddy Pimblett's got some good transitions. Like, I think the reason Paddy Pimblett kind of looks good and has gotten to the spot is because he's quick to take the back, man. Some guys don't have that same ability. I think with the kind of frame that he has, he's pretty explosive. Paddy Pimblett's a good fighter, and I know we always are kind of ranting on how we don't think he's going to fare well in the, ranked opponent level, the real top guys, the Sarukians, the Gamrot, the whatever else. This is not that. And Paddy Pimblett, even if he's to lose to those savages, is still, in my opinion, probably right at that top 15 spot. He's around anywhere from, in my opinion, 13 to 17 in the world right now at lightweight. And I think he's on his way to superstardom. I think winning this fight, you give him somebody ranked next. I already have the opponent I want to see Paddy fight next after this. I already got it locked in.
Hit me with it.
His name, it rhymes with Rand Booker, bro. Rand Booker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gordon is not dangerous enough for me to pick him, right? Like, he does have a little pop in the hands, as you said, but he's not Rumble Johnson. You know what I'm saying? There's not a nuclear threat here. And then the wrestling is good, but again, is it good enough? Now, Paddy Pimblett, I do think will struggle to out wrestle Flash Gordon. And if he's able to get on top in this fight, that's where the tide really turns, because as you said, Paddy's quick to take the back. He's a lot better on the mat with his pure jiu-jitsu. In a jiu-jitsu match, he taps Gordon out. In a mixed martial arts fight, this thing could be more competitive. I could even see it go into decision, bro.
Yeah, I think there is a shot that it goes distance here. I'll pick Pimblett to win. I like the money line side, but it's wide, man. It's minus 205 over at MyBookie. If you guys haven't, run over there, use promo code Moneyline to support the boys. Don't forget about us. And honestly, MyBookie's line seems to be the best on Paddy Pimblett. So if you are going Moneyline Paddy, that's the spot. As far as props too, I do want to list off Pimblett by sub. It's sitting at just plus 225. So it's not crazy wide, though I am going to call a good chance that he finds a rear naked strangle, we'll say.
Right. Yeah. Cause thank you. Cause he takes the back really well, and his pure jiu-jitsu is clearly the biggest difference in this fight. The wrestling is probably about even. So if Pimblett can get a takedown, all he needs to do is start crawling up the body. You crawl up the body like a ladder. You start with the legs, you move up to the hips, you move up to underhook and went over the top and cinching up that back seat belt. I think he gets that strangle late. If not, it could go to a decision. So again, that's why I would just say Paddy Pimblett money line. Get the best odds, as AJ said, at MyBookie. Use that promo code Moneyline. We appreciate it.
Let's go. Let's keep running, Mike Finch. Main event of the evening.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. Let's go. If you guys haven't, smash the hell out of the like button. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel. You do not want to miss an episode of Moneyline. This is the 50th episode. You don't want to miss every video that I'm dropping throughout the week. And you definitely don't want to miss Saturday's full card fight companion. So let's get it. Mike Finch, Blachowicz, Ankalaev, fight for the belt, vacant title. Prohashka, no longer champ, sustains a rough injury, is going to be out for the foreseeable future.
Respect to him for vacating the belt.
Very respectful. Yeah, that was a badass move. He's a real samurai. Who do you think takes it, though, Mike?
Ankalaev. Ankalaev doesn't make a lot of mistakes, AJ. Blachowicz is the type of guy who, if you get stupid, if you overextend yourself, Blachowicz will put you out. Blachowicz hits like a bus. He's got lunch boxes in his hands, but those lunch boxes can't find a home if they don't, get to sort of somebody coming forward, or if he comes over the top, right? He's got a couple angles he likes to hit, and Ankalaev is not going to give him any of those. Ankalaev is very patient, not emotional at all. You saw Ankalaev against Ian Cutelaba, right? Cutelaba getting crazy with him and shit. Ankalaev didn't care about that shit. He's not an emotional guy at all. That's exactly what you want to see. I am absolutely on Ankalaev's side all day on this one. This is one that I personally am looking at betting on, and I do think that Ankalaev can beat him in a number of ways. He could potentially use the wrestling. He could potentially just kind of slow down the kickboxing on the feet. I like Ankalaev wherever this fight goes, AJ.
Ankalaev, the money line for him, minus 275. Blachowicz at plus 240. I think method of victory is going to be difficult to pick, at least for me personally. So I'm just leaning towards that decision side, which is plus 230. We've seen Ankalaev go long. He's not a guy that's going to throw himself into the fire, as opposed to what he's going to do is technical war. He's going to be slow and patient. He's going to take his time from the outside. I think he's going to read the game of Blachowicz, who's definitely going to look to throw some power shots. But how's he going to find Ankalaev? I feel like Ankalaev's well from distance, man. I think he's quicker, too, than Blachowicz at this point in the wrestling. Let's not forget Ankalaev is Dagestan. He's going to be able to take Blachowicz down if he so chooses to. And I think Ankalaev getting his hand raised is pretty likely in this fight, man.
Yeah, Jan Blachowicz had a close fight with Ilia Adesanya, and he was able to hit a takedown or two, and those have been valuable for him. He's not going to have that this time. So if he doesn't have the option of the takedown, he's stuck on the feet with Ankalaev. Ankalaev's not going to give him enough to get the knockout. I see this as a really bad matchup for Jan Blachowicz. Ankalaev all day.
Ankalaev, the pick for myself and Mike Finch, with a fair amount of confidence too for both of us. But we want to give you guys our most confident pick of the night. So it is time for Lock of the Night. Moneyline Lock of the Night segment for UFC 282. Mike, let me hear what you got for the first lock.
Oh my God. All right. I'm looking through the list right now. I didn't even prepare the lock. I really liked that last prelim there. Not the last prelim. Not the kid. I like Erik Silva. Erik Silva, I think money lining Erik Silva would be pretty damn smart. Honestly, though, give me lock of the night. I'm going to go Magomed Ankalaev, bro. I've just seen too much evidence and a reason why he's going to be able to control this fight. Blachowicz has been 5 rounds before. Blachowicz has fought at this level. I do like all those things, but I've got to say this is a purely bad matchup for him. I got Ankalaev all day. I really do think he could get a decision. I think he could get on top, get some ground and pound off. He could even get a submission off in this fight. Just money line Ankalaev. I think that's pretty safe money, my man. So as far as a lock goes, if I'm telling you this is my most confident fight on the card, there's no second to Ankalaev.
All right. I like it, man. I'm going with Jairzinho Rozenstruik as my lock this week. I think that he's got a good shot of winning. I like the power, and I also like the odds, but I'm just as confident on Magomed Ankalaev as Mike is. I'll tell you guys that straight. He's definitely in a very good spot. I think he's going to get the hand raised, man. So let's go. Let's go, Mike Finch. Both of us got, I think, some strong locks this week. And, the odds they're not underdog locks, but I'm giving you a true pick of what I think is really locked in.
And you gave us some pretty serious dogs on this card. So if you're looking for some dogs, AJ provided them on this one.
Yeah, I'm the dog hunter this week, Mike Finch. But you know what I want to be? The king of the parlays. So let's jump to it.
All the competition that try to compete, stand back, watch the bomb drop.
Parlay time. Mike Finch, it is parlay time. Listen, so the way that I'm feeling parlays this week is you have a couple of options. You can keep it on the safer side and you ride with Finch's lock of Ankalaev and my lock as plus 115. Rozenstruik is the pick on mine. That's pretty good. It's not great money, but it's a little something, something. And I do think it could happen, Mike Finch. And that's like a true high confidence, but people want a little bit more value on their side. So I want to try to make something amazing here right now, live on the money. Mike Finch, as I'm coming up with mine, my second one, my more long shot, tell me yours, brother.
I got Dricus du Plessis. I don't believe in a rusty Darren Till coming back against this beast. Why did they give him Dricus du Plessis? They take care of Paddy the Fatty. They don't take care of my man Darren Till. What's going on? This is a tough matchup for Till. I do think he gets blitzed by Dricus du Plessis. You could just money line that one. Erik Silva, I think, is going to win this fight. I think you could sprinkle him in there. And then I already told you guys my lock was Magomed Ankalaev. I like those three from my parlay.
I like that, Mike Finch. It's plus 305 for the Finch man's lock. So what I'm looking at here, I'm going to ride. What'd you say, Mike?
305. Is that Miami?
305, bro. Plus 305.
305. There we
That's
go.
right.
I was just in Miami last week. It's lining up, ladies and
305, baby. Mike Finch might have the lock of the week on that parlay. Let's go. I'm going to ride with Mike Finch on Erik Silva, and I'm going to blow your minds. I'm going to go Silva on Silva, Daniel da Silva, Erik Silva, plus 492 for the dog attack. And then if we go a little bit nuts, we're going to add in the side of Rozenstruik, Paddy Pimblett, Magomed Ankalaev. I'm looking for something crazy. It's plus 1,675 for that one. Daniel da Silva. I know Mike Finch is like, what the hell? This guy's adding that psycho on there. We're going nuts on this one, man. We're going for the real shot. Let's go.
Go for it, bro. I love it, AJ. No, I love it. I thought your breakdowns on this card were really good, actually.
Thanks,
you definitely got me thinking for sure. Anytime we disagreed, you got me thinking. Your breakdowns were on point.
Thanks,
no, I like it, man. And one of the fights I'm definitely gonna be watching closely is that Darren Till Dricus du Plessis fight, since we disagreed on that one. And I was brave enough to still put it in my parlay. So
I like it, Mike.
Fun show. 50th episode.
50th.
Come on, guys.
Mike Finch is not done yet, brother. I got one more segment for the people. I told you guys AJ's Bellator picks. It's Bellator 289. Mike Finch has got no picks for you guys in this one. He's going to sit and enjoy, maybe make some faces at what I'm saying. So let's start it off. I'm going to go main event, and then I'm going to work my way down the main card. Main event, Stotts Sabatello. I have to go with the guy with more finishing ability. I have to go with somebody that definitely can wrestle too, but he can also knock you unconscious. I'm going Stotts for the W over Danny Sabatello. I like Danny a lot. He's been on the show. He's a cool cat. But at the end of the day, I can't pick off who I'm boys with, and I'm cool with people. I got to pick on what I think. And I think Stotts has a good chance, and he might knock him out here. The stylistic matchup, in my opinion, favors the side of Rafael Stotts, Mike Finch.
This is a D1 wrestler versus a D2 wrestler. How much you put into that, I don't know. Certainly the Magomedov win for Stotts has to be a point for you guys. And then he also came back. He made this point. He was losing to Juan Archuleta, and he was able to come back and knock him out. So, going through adversity, he can do it, 5-round fight. Danny Sabatello really tires people out with that wrestling. He shoots 13 times, I think, in a fight. Like, Danny Sabatello just shoot and shoot and shoot. And he doesn't care if you stuff it. He'll just shoot again and shoot again. And he's the type of guy, you stuff him straight on, he'll cut that corner. It's really about how good is Danny Sabatello's wrestling and how much of a mixed martial artist has Mike Brown been able to make him. I'll tell you what, Danny Sabatello is some of the best training partners in the world. I'm being honest with you. I would not be betting on this fight, but I respect the pick. Super Stotts is dangerous as fuck, dude. Super Stotts can sail a shin up and knock anybody out.
Facts, Mike Finch. Now, as far as the odds, Sabatello is dog money plus 155. Opposite side, Stotts at minus 170. I'm not crazy about betting this fight. You got two guys with just one loss as a pro, both fighting for a spot in the finals. Anything can happen, and there's better fights to bet on this weekend. I'm going to definitely push you towards, if you are betting, the UFC card this weekend's got some safer bets, I'd say, some more likelihood of success. This main event is a damn tricky one, but I'm not just doing the main event, Mike Finch. Juliana Velasquez and Liz Carmouche too. So I went back and I was watching that first fight. It's a hard one to pick between these two, but a girl in Liz Carmouche, as physically strong as she is, she got that crucifix TKO, and I know it was a little bit early. I think they could have let it keep going. But why couldn't she control Velasquez on the ground again? Why couldn't she have success? I know it was a toss-up fight. There was competitive rounds for both. There was win, loss. I forget the exact scorecard heading into the finishing round. But
Juliana Velasquez was up.
She was up a little bit. I think Carmouche, by a decision in this one, might take it a little later. I think she's riding the confidence of the last performance, and I think she's going to be more confident in the grappling this time out, because Velasquez, previously to the fight, right, she's looked as kind of a real scary matchup on the floor, got some submission skills, good jiu-jitsu. Carmouche, well-rounded girl, but her freak physical strength, I'm picking her to win for that. And she's a dog too, Mike Finch. She's sitting at plus 150, and Velasquez at minus 175.
Wow, the champ is the dog. Yeah, it's because Juliana won most of those rounds. Look, man, Juliana is huge. So even though Liz Carmouche is the gorilla, she's a freaking beast. This girl is enormous. I mean, Juliana Velasquez looks like a 155er when you're standing there talking to her. She's like 5'9". I don't know. She's tall, dude. So, she's a problem on the feet. She's got phenomenal judo. She's a beast on the ground. So, I do think this will be a great fight. I can definitely echo what you said, AJ, which is that Liz Carmouche is so confident. She is just exuding confidence. She's shredded. I mean, she is ready to go, and she feels like she's going to dominate this fight. She feels like she's got this woman's number. On the other side, I could see how personal Juliana Velasquez is taking this. When I was talking to Liz Carmouche yesterday, Liz was like, I waved at Juliana, and Juliana didn't wave back. Juliana is very mad about this. So it's a personal fight, dude. These women are going to throw down. That's my pick.
Let's go, Mike Finch. Now, what time you got to get out of here, Mike? So don't
like now, but we can do the Patchy Mix fight. Let's go.
Magomedov, Patchy Mix, Magomedov, and Patchy. Listen, I honestly think Magomedov is a tremendous striker. He's also got good grappling. He's tricky with the kickboxing. But, dude, Patchy Mix is a relentless wrestler. He's a slight underdog. I got to go Patchy Mix. It's Bellator. Sometimes crazy shit happens in Bellator. And I know Magomedov on the feet looks so nice, but I could see Patchy getting that back control and doing the same thing Aljo did to Jan. So I'm going to go Patchy Mix on a competitive decision. Not one of those fights that you go crazy on the betting side, but I'm going for the dog money. It's plus on Patchy Mix. I'm picking them to get it. I'll read off the line real quick from Mike Finch. Minus 130, Magomedov, plus 110, Patchy Mix. And Mike, your guy, Dalton Rosta, is also on the card. He's fighting Anthony Adams.
Sure.
Listen, Anthony Adams, a former guy from Contender Series, lost to Impa Kasunganai. He's not a bad fighter, but he's there to lose. Come on now. We know who they're trying to push, baby. Mike Finch is getting the door. What's going on with Mike Finch?
Come on in. Come on in.
Who is it?
I'm live on my show. I'm live on my show, and I got my videographer in here. He's got to come say hi. Even though my room is a freaking huge mess, he's going to come say hi. Listen, I think it's a good fight. Magomedov was able to deal with a lot of adversity from Enrique Barzola, and he was able to still get that shit done. That counts for me in these big fights and the Grand Prix fights. These guys are going to fight till it ends, man. There's no quitting between these two. One thing I noticed is that Patchy Mix is really good at taking the back, and he even said to me that Magomedov kind of likes to post his hands, expose his back a little bit. John Donaher, jiu-jitsu coach, calls that back exposure. There is back exposure. Patchy Mix takes it, and he can wrap that neck up like a Christmas present. Now we've got to say hello to Bellator videographer, my man, Billy Cleary. We're going to go see some stand-up comedy. 50th episode of Moneyline. We out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.
People. Dalton Rosta for the win also. Final one for me. Guys, I hope you enjoyed an episode of the Moneyline. The Mike Finch had to book out. So I guess, you know what? I got a minute. Let me break down Dalton Rosta, why he's going to win. Like Finch said, this guy's ferocious. He's big and jacked. He hits like a truck. He's super dangerous. I think that against a guy, Sugarfoot, it's a fight that he's supposed to get the W in. But you're not betting it because the line is minus 900. Come on now. You look at the opponents that Adams has lost to as well. 2 losses on Contender. Rosta KO plus 180. Best value. I like him to get the knockout win. Those are the Bellator main card picks. As I look through the prelims, I can kind of tell you guys where things are going. Obviously, they got Jared Scoggins in a spot where he's supposed to beat Caspel. You look at Mark Leminger in a competitive fight versus Lombardo. I slightly lean it to Leminger. But, dude, the Bellator prelims, the risky territory. Kai Kamaka's on the card against Kevin Bohm. He should win, but I'm not giving an official pick on that one. Cody Law, Chris Lencioni. Listen, Lencioni's tough. Sunshine's difficult to deal with, but I think Cody Law is just going to be able to take him down and kind of work him a bit on the floor. Jaleel Willis and Kyle Crutchmer. I think that fight's a lot closer than the odds have it. They have it crazy wide towards the side of Jaleel, or excuse me, towards Crutchmer at plus 250, or excuse me, minus 250, plus 210 for Jaleel Willis. Yeah, no bet, bro. I'm not touching these Bellator prelims. If there's any bet to make on the Bellator card, maybe you go for Liz Carmouche at plus money, but go real light on it. You want to save that money for the UFC this weekend. I don't think, it's super smart to be throwing everything at Bellator, guys. I don't think so. I picked against Juliana, brother. I went the other way. I hope you guys enjoyed, man. Stay here for late night live. Listen, bro, I'll give you guys a moment. I'll give you guys like another minute. Mike Finch had to book out, but I'm still chilling right here. I hope you guys found the fucking post of me and Mike Perry pretty cool on Instagram. That was pretty sick, honestly. Mike Perry's a savage, bro. Mike Perry's an absolute savage, and I got to face off with him, so it's pretty cool. How am I feeling about Ilia Topuria right now? He's going to get the dubski, bro. Guys, I'm not sticking around all night for a late night live. We've been here over an hour and a half. I want to give you guys my picks. Much love to the people. I hope you guys enjoyed another episode of Moneyline. Make sure you guys smash the hell out of the like button. If you guys are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. 50 episodes down. We've been killing it, and we're going to keep killing it. So stay tuned. 50 more to come for sure. 100 episode goal. That'll be sick, but I want to push it to 1,000, baby. Much love, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Weigh-in recap show tomorrow. I hope you guys like the Bellator picks also. I didn't leave you hanging on Bellator this week. The reason I didn't post an individual video for it, bro, my nose has been congested as fuck. You know what? Mix of me also not feeling like it. I did the Mike Perry shoot all Tuesday, and I was like, damn, son, I want to wait. I want to wait for Thursday. And then Thursday comes, and I'm like, damn, son, I haven't done it yet. So we'll add it to Moneyline. Thank you guys for watching. Much love, and I will see you all in the next one. Smash the likes, baby. Peace, guys, and we will see you all for the weigh-in recap tomorrow.